Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and shout.
We've seen why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Now, baby, come on, come on.
No one
Come on
circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're back. We're back off another great win, another great Bills win, another great Bills victory. Thanks to this guy right here, let James cook. But before we get there, let's say what's up to the guys, man. You know, Preach usually call him optimistic, man. But I like to call you, you know, you're just a good fan, man. Real good fan. Shout out to Matt, man. How you been, bro?
Doing good, man. Doing good. You know, just happy to get out of another week with another dub in this uphill battle that we call a season. You know, just happy to be back talking some Bills football.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we got a special guest. He's not a normal face, but we grateful to have you here. We got our boy V, our Velpo. He got his own podcast, man. So tell us your own podcast and tell us where people can find you.
Yeah, so it's what's going on is Vel in the building. So I have my own podcast with my boy Zyrus Z. It's called In the Zone with V and Z. You can find that on Apple Podcasts. You can type that in on YouTube and find all of our episodes. We're on our second season, and much like you guys, you know, we kind of roll our stuff out once a week, 45 minutes to an hour. We just catch, you know, all of the instant reactions, really, you know, from ourselves, and just kind of sometimes take a stab at a couple bold predictions. You know, we got one gimme a week and all of those fun things. But yeah, 2 seasons worth of footage, like I said, on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and his own with V and Z. And just glad to be a part of Bills Mafia, and obviously give my hot takes every week. That's all.
Yes, sir. We glad to have you on the show, man. Hopefully we can have you back, you know, a returning guest.
Sure,
but before we get in the show, before we're gonna go, shout out to Buffalo fan base for having us on. They'll read, as you see, the pod is presented by 26 Shirts. So definitely shout out to them for having us on.
Happy belated birthday too. Happy belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday as well. Happy belated birthday as well. Also, you see the merch. You see the merch Velpo got on. You see the merch that Matt got on. You can go get it at overduebillspod.com. We got, you know, t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, crew necks. We got beanies. We got golf shirts. We got everything you need, bro. Get your drip right. So shout out to overduebillspod.com. Our normal host Preach and Mikey D, editor-in-chief, they not here. I mean, the Debbie Downers, that's probably why we doing good. You know, so we got to come up with a name for them, Matt. They not here, but
Definitely,
they out having a vacation, having a good some time, getting some sunshine. So shout out to them wherever they at. Hopefully they watching.
The part-timers on the pod, part-timers as fans.
Yes, sir. Also, man, if you watching, like, share, and subscribe to the pod. Tell people we watching. I see a lot of people watching us, man. So like, share, subscribe, share. Let people know we on. All right, we start this pod every week with a quick question of the day. This question is going to pretty much tell me how this podcast is going to go. It's going to tell me how this podcast is going to go. So let's start with it. Are we the best team in football? Are we the best team in football? I know people like, what? Y'all 8-6. I mean, y'all the 9th seed in the AFC. But the last 2 games against the Chiefs, against the Cowboys, we showed up. We won. We must win territory. But I think we've been playing good. But I'm gonna go to our guy Matt first. Matt, are we the best team in football?
So right now, I can't give us that title right now with the way that the 49ers are playing football. I mean, obviously, you know, we are playing good. The defense is humming, but man, that every week it just looks really easy for the Niners. So I'm gonna have to give them the crown as the best team in football right now and the team to beat. And you know, I'll give us a slight number 2 on that. But we are not right now, and that's what I got.
All right, Val, what's your thoughts, man? Let's hear it. Are we the best team in football?
Yeah, so I mean that would be lovely. But I would say 49ers definitely from a complete standpoint. I think you look at both sides of the football and maybe even special teams. I got to watch them a little closer on special teams, but both sides of the football, they so damn good. They know when to be physical. The only real asterisk I put on them, I guess, if you want to call it, maybe a dot against them, is that Brock Purdy is proven to be an excellent game manager, right? We know that was a week last week. So he's an excellent game manager. I just don't know if he has a little bit of what Josh and maybe what Patrick Mahomes and what a healthy Joe Burrow has shown is like in big moments. Can he put the team on his back? We know you got CMC. We know you got Debo. You got George Kittle. And there's no and I say that to say it's not a knock on him. So as complete as the team they are, the Bills probably will fall in a different category as maybe the most dangerous team just because they're getting hot right now. But I wouldn't give them the best title yet. I think I still like Baltimore in that convo as well. I think what they can do also from a physical standpoint in December and January is tough. But yeah, Bills is right there. They're in that convo. And for me, I love that enough because just 2 weeks ago, we were 6-6. Fans were ready to chop off everybody's head and fans are ready to commit, just
go crazy.
So I'm glad that this is even a topic. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. So last week I came on here and I was telling, preaching, I was saying, hey man, in the AFC, I was talking about specifically the AFC. I said the AFC, I'm not scared of nobody in the AFC. And I said the AFC is chips. He said, yeah, we chips too. I said, but we the best flavor, right? And I was saying that. And I was saying that because, we beat KC. I know Baltimore, they got the best record. They probably going to get the 1 seed. But Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, we win there. We've been there, done that. And I'm not necessarily, he's great. This is not slight to Lamar Jackson at all. But when it comes down to quarterback versus quarterback, I feel like we got the best quarterback. And the way McDermott calling defense, I would feel like we would definitely scheme up something good to figure him out. But y'all did say a team. San Fran is the team to beat. Brock Purdy, I know he's been a game manager, but Debo, McCaffrey, Ayuk, Kittle, that defense is a lot. So yes, but I think far as talent, and if we play our A game, if Bills play their A game, I think we're second to none. But obviously San Fran is definitely something different. All right, before we gonna move on to the game, we're gonna move on to the game review. But what's your thoughts on? Did we finally figure it out? Right, we've been playing like a 500 teams, ups and downs. We just strung together 2 wins in a row. We pretty much been in must win for this last month. Based on how we played, without getting to too much of the specifics of the game, because we're gonna go to game review right after this. But do you feel like, as Bills fans, did we figure it out? And is our expectations back to where it was, where the season started? So did we figure it out? I'm gonna let you go, Val, first.
Yeah, I would say from a standpoint of identity, I think we kind of did. We established the fact that we can play in any weather. We just came off a game 2 weeks ago where it was pouring rain in Philadelphia on the road, and we showed we could travel. That run game can travel. Josh Allen, of course, his arm can travel. We showed our defense. We can deal with the run first quarterback or limited quarterback when it comes to Jalen Hurts. Because Jalen Hurts is still not, even though he's in that top 10 convo, he's still not an all-around great quarterback. But we show we can play the MVP quarterbacks. We played, 2 in the past 3 weeks? Matter of fact, I take that back. We played 3 MVP caliber quarterbacks in the last 3 weeks. And we've proven home and away that we can go toe-to-toe with them. So I think the identity is now the Bills are going to be a physical team. They're going to be able to punch you in the mouth, but also if you give them that space down the field, they can get the ball down the field. We know Diggs is still with us. We know Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox is back in the fold. And we know we can roll out 3 running backs if we want to as well, an underrated part of our game. So I think as far as figuring it out, I definitely think they do now have that rhythm and that confidence to be able to say, if you're playing the Buffalo Bills, you better be ready for whatever. And I think I'm glad that they finally gotten to this point, because I think, like you said, it's been back and forth for the first 9 weeks of the season, that we were like, okay, what kind of team is this? And I think now it's, if you're playing against the Bills, you better be ready for whatever. It might be zone, it might be man-to-man. You might get 8 people blitzing. You might only get 3 coming. And on offense, guess what? You figure it out. because we might run 40 times or we might pass the ball 40 times. So I love it, and I think we obviously going in the right direction. So that's all I'll say for now.
All right, Matt, what's your thoughts? Did we figure it out? Do you feel is your expectations back to where we was at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I mean, so my expectations never change. It's always
Oh,
was
okay.
Super Bowl or bust in this window that we have with Josh Allen, this offense, the guys we have on defense, even though we've had injuries, just the caliber of the team that we have, right, and how we can perform on all sides of the football. So that expectation has never changed for me. As far as figuring it out, I'll say this with Joe Brady, since he's taken over at the helm, he's slowly but surely gotten into and stuck with, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We saw it yesterday, where he went to James Cook early. James Cook performed well, and he didn't get away from him. He kind of got away from him in that KC game, and wanted to spread it around a little bit more and things like that. But yesterday, it was all James Cook, and Josh said it perfectly. He said that I was the kid in class who didn't participate and got an A, and I'm okay with that. If
I
that's
did that
how
a few times. Spanish,
Yeah.
that's Spanish. I had a Spanish partner in one of my Spanish classes. She hooked me up. Shout out to her.
He like that. He like that.
No, that's a fact. So, keep that going in the sense of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's a very scary thing that where we don't have to use Josh Allen to win football games. That's another thing going forward that the Bills showed yesterday, and that's another part of figuring it out, to where Joe Brady kind of unlocked another side of this offense that shows that we can really put it all together and beat you in multiple ways, and end up bringing it home at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. I would say I think we did figure it out, right? Because the reason I say that is because I was a big Ken Dorsey let him go. He wasn't right. But I believe in this type of the game that showed me that it was I like what McDermott did by moving on from him, because I don't think Ken Dorsey caused that game. I don't think he constantly go back to the run like that. He it's something he just got, like Josh. He want Josh to do whatever Josh does, but to keep going back to the run, to keep feeding Cook, to keep feeding all the backs, right? Johnson come back, like, just to keep giving them. It was working. Don't go away from it. I think Dorsey would have probably went away from it, try to get Diggs the ball more, try to feed Gabe Davis more, try to feed Kincaid more, and got away from the run in the second half. That's something he's done before. So I believe that Joe Brady, being the offensive coordinator, he gets it. He learned from mistakes against the Kansas City, like you said, it went away from Cook. This game, he doubled down on it. He wanted to get James Cook the ball. I came on this a few times, said James Cook is a 20 touch type of guy, running back. He should get 20 touches a game. He's really good. So without getting more into it, let's go to the game review. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the game review. So what is your biggest takeaway from the game? We can go to highlight plays. What's your biggest plays from the game? What's something that stuck with you that says this our season is pretty much is turned around, it's gonna stay like this and not have that inconsistent up and down. So what's your thoughts? We could go with you, Matt. What's the game review? What's your highlight? And you can throw on your highlight play of the game as well.
My bad, I was muted, guys. You could pick.
I'm about to say Matt.
Yeah, you could pick. You could pick any one from James Cook. I mean, the way that he runs the football, it almost reminds me of like a Le'Veon Bell, where he's very patient, and then he just explodes through the offensive line, through whatever holes he's given, and makes guys miss. And it's something that we've been missing for a while. I don't know, maybe that's a little take, but then he's also explosive in the pass game. So I'm gonna pick anyone really out of James Cook's repertoire. There's another easy one, which I think one of you guys might go. What was just like a highlight play of the game that was dope. But I'm gonna hopefully save that for one of you guys, and we'll go with that. But I'm gonna go with pretty much every big play from James Cook yesterday.
All right, Bill. What's your takeaway from the game? And if you got a highlight play, throw it in there as well.
Definitely. I'll just say biggest takeaway. is that we prove that we can dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football once again. That's something that we've shown in the past. We've shown flashes of it this year, but like this game, when you're playing a 10-3 team, you know, cream of the crop, America's team, what you want to do is send a statement. And I feel like the biggest takeaway is that the Bills were able to make a statement in a national televised game that didn't come down to flags, that didn't come down to a controversial fingernail being over the line. No, this was straight. All right, y'all want to make it about referees? How about we do a game where we only get one flag and we straight punch one of the best teams in the league in the mouth? So my overall take from the game was just I love the physical part of it, because I love when Josh Allen is throwing for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. Great. That is sexy. That's cute. That just reminds me of September. But the thing that happens in December is January is how can you travel those and how can you go on the road, and when the crowd is going insane, how you going to quiet them down? Or when it's 30 degrees and it's wet rain out there, how you going to be able to stack drives together? And the Bills finally showed the national media, like, guess what? It ain't always about just Josh limiting turnovers. Sometimes Josh can hand that ball off and we can still get 15 yards here, 10 yards here. And it ain't all got to be Cook. It could be Ty Johnson. It could be Latavius Murray. And hey, Ty Johnson might be a little bruised up this week. So guess what? It might be Leonard Fournette this next week. So I love that part of it as my biggest takeaway. And then I had 2 highlights. So I'll just say, you know, obviously there's an obvious one with Diggs, so I'll leave that for us to discuss with the one-handed catch, building his confidence up with that. And it's always good to see him get a flashy play just to get himself going. But then I think for me, it goes back to the physical standpoint. My highlight of the game was probably Deion Dawkins taking the linebacker down the field 15 yards. And to me, that was a prime example of everything. It's like, here is one of our, you know, Pro Bowl left tackles, if you want to call him that. I think he's made 1 Pro Bowl, I think. Here's our franchise left tackle doing some dirty work and just dragging a defender, a quote unquote linebacker down the field. And it was close to a touchdown, but I know we ended up getting it anyway. But getting James Cook to that 1 yard line, that was one of those, yeah, I'm going to stand over you and let you know this is how we coming, strap up. So that was probably my highlight of the game, because that really like kind of set the momentum straight right from the jump.
And that's perfect for what my takeaway. You said it earlier too, but it's the physicality, right? With the last few years, we kind of been like a finesse team, right? Josh Allen being our most physical player, you know, the quarterback. We kind of been like a finesse team, and then in the playoffs to kind of bite us in the butt, especially last year when Cincinnati came and punched us right in the mouth and we had nothing for them. Right, we had nothing for him. So this just showed me a little insight of, okay, we don't have to be the finesse team. We can be the team that punch you in the mouth. We can run with James Cook. We ride with Ty Johnson. We can run with Leonard Fournette. We can even run with Josh Allen. We okay with running Josh. We can run the ball and dominate and put up 30 points against a good team. This wasn't a tomato can. This wasn't a pushover. This was the best offensive team and one of the best defensive teams in football. And we punched them in the mouth. So the physicality was key, right? Playoff atmosphere at home, right? We've been playing playoff like games the last 3 or 4 weeks, and to string these games along and must wins. We got to win these games. It ain't no, we can't have these mental hiccups that we've been having. So just to have a complete game, we played a complete game. I know Josh didn't throw a lot of yards, but offensively we was good. Special team defense, we were good on all sides of the ball. The defensive line, like you said, defensive line and offensive line dominated a good team. So the physicality stuck out to me specifically. But I want to talk about McDermott, right? I just want to talk about McDermott and his play calling. We got I do a little pause segment of the thing. But this is my little pause segment. McDermott has an exotic D. Pause.
Hey, yo.
But what I mean by that is he, like the last few years, shout out to Leslie Frazier. I respect him. He's a great defensive coordinator, but he stayed in that shell a lot of times and he blitz here and there. But McDermott, it's not that. It's not that. McDermott is coming with you. He's doing everything he can. He's switching it up. He's making it give you the quarterback different looks before pre-snap, after the snap, and he's not just staying in no shell and just want people to come up and tackle. right? He having people all over the field. He's calling up. He is scheming it up. So McDermott, man, he's just being great. So I just want to my biggest takeaway from the game, my highlight of it is just McDermott and how he schemed it up, how he just called a gym. He called a gym. He had Dak Prescott, the MVP front runner, going into that game looking lost, pressures. He didn't know where it's coming from, run blitzes. He was just doing whatever he wanted. So McDermott had a great, one of his best games I seen him call. It was just a great, dominant game by McDermott. So what's your thoughts on McDermott and his exotic D? Pause.
Well, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah. So I'm right with you. I mean, he's got guys playing confidently, and he's got guys, in the right places to make plays. And it's showing throughout the season. You got a guy, in a Leonard Floyd, who's been pretty much dominant all year long. Shout out to him. I think he had his 10th sack yesterday, and he ended up making a little bit of bread yesterday. That's always good. He hit that one milli. Shout out to him.
Little short milli.
Shaq Lawson, Tim Settle, Ed Oliver, those guys up front, Phillips. They're definitely making some headway, and putting guys in position to win. Right, you got the guys blitzing and timely, and you got it's just a beautiful thing to see. So I'm excited for the rest of the season and the way that our offense is looking. If McDermott keeps stringing together defensive strategies like this, we're definitely going to go far. We're going to get into the playoffs and make a run and go far into it.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off what y'all both said, I think the main thing is that he's doing it with replacement guys,
yes,
backup guys, like I used to give Tyrell Dodson a hard time, but he's been out there.
we all did.
Oh man, listen, I was brutal. Like, what I mean? It was getting crazy, but at the same time, that just reminds you as a fan, we don't know how much time and how much effort they're putting in behind the scenes. So this guy is now, every time he step on the field, he's getting better and better each week. So it's looking like the preparation, the dedication, and the fine-tuning some of those things he's working on, and the way that he's utilizing some of our guys. Taron Johnson, obviously, utilizing him to lock down, one of the better wide receivers in the league. Same thing with Rasul Douglas. Shout out to Bean. He brings him on that defense, and McDermott is like, guess what? You're going to be my cover corner, and anytime we have any matchups, we're going to need you to lock up. And every time I see him down the field, man to man now, he got beat on the one joint that was a overthrow, but that happens anywhere in the league, and that's Brandon Cook. Brandon Cook gonna beat you a couple times a game.
Yeah, that's what he do. Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks, right? Yeah, but Douglas, like legit. I mean, just the way they utilize him. But
I think they rated him the #1 corner on Pro PFF. I seen that, so he been balling.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Like I don't know. McDermott just got those guys playing at such a high level, like you said. Whether it's the stunts that is running with the defensive tackles and the defensive ends, and I just think it's just him being so familiar with, like, defense is his bag anyway. So it's like he's been probably drooling looking at that unit for the last 4 or 5 years. Like, man, if I can just, he probably was in Leslie Air, like, hey Les, I probably would have did this, but now this is the year where he don't got to talk to Leslie Frazier. He ain't got to talk to this guy. He like, now we calling this right now. It's 3rd and 9. We're gonna line up Greg in the middle. He gonna come around the end, or we gonna move Shaq here. We gonna move, and now he just in his bag. Like you can tell. So that's what I love, and I think that it's only gonna get better from here, because I think that we may get a guy or two back. We may get Epinesa back in a week or two. We may get Daquan Jones back at the end of the year. I know Matt Milano was on the sideline, so I don't know if that's a long shot. But he was out there on the field yesterday as well with his black hoodie on and shit. So, like, it might be scary hour. That's all I'm saying. The more and more these guys get reps, you throw in Dorian Williams in there maybe 6 to 7 times a game, along with the other guys. Taylor Rapp out there getting his feet wet, and like I said, the more and more Rasul Douglas plays in the secondary, because he'll say in all the interviews, yo, I'm still learning out here. I'm just still communicating with these boys, and they telling me what to do and shit. I don't be knowing half of the time, but he be like, I'm just out there, and that's your best corner. And he just like, I'm dead ass just out here just playing.
That's a fact.
Like,
That's
you know
a
what I
fact.
mean? So the more and more he plays, bro, I'm still waiting for that Rasul Douglas pick 6 because it's coming. That's all I'm gonna say. Because that's what he was known for in Green Bay. Like, he was known to make a big play in a big moment. Oh, it's coming. And I hope it comes from Miami because I'm gonna be out there in Florida. And I ain't looking at coming home bringing no L. So Rasul Douglas, you can get a pick 6 before Miami, but give me a pick 6 in Miami to bring that shit back to Buffalo. That's all I'm gonna say.
I wanted to mention this at the top of the show, but you know, Matt, we give credit for being a season ticket holder. He go to all the home games and stuff. But it's levels to this, Val. It's level to this. You travel, Val. You go where they go. So you got a different vantage point. So you're gonna be in Miami. You're gonna do your thing. So but the question on the game before we move on is, what do y'all think this was about? Do you think it was more about the Bills, or you think it's more about the Cowboys? Do y'all feel like the Bills showed something where we can look into it more confidently, or you feel like, oh, Cowboys was kind of weak sauce anyway? So what's your takeaway? We go to you, man. What's your takeaway? Did you show more about the Bills, or Cowboys ain't really what people thought they were? You on mute.
Good call. You know, I got that. You know, it's
Got the
it's almost bedtime in the coaster
Yeah,
house.
we know.
So
Fighting it.
Little Roman's not liking it. Yeah.
Hey, he said, shut up.
Right on cue. But yeah, so I'm gonna give it a 50-50 of both, though. I mean, we talked about it. You know, the Cowboys, they weren't the same team, you know, not playing at Jerry World, and then also, you know, they didn't really have to play in any conditions, right? And then you play against a top tier team that has their back against the wall. They got nothing to lose. You got a fan base who's gonna bring it. We're the real 12th man out here. You know, whatever to Seattle, the Bills.
Mike, I do want to throw in this little tidbit and let you finish. It was definitely glorious to see those Cowboys fans travel there and leave their soaking wet in their tears. Oh, man, that was beautiful. Well, go ahead.
There's a lot of Cowboys fans in Buffalo, believe it or not.
Yeah, there's a lot of Cowboys fans.
Many.
I seen the people in their cowboy hats. It was a showdown at high noon. They lost early in the quick draw, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, no, definitely, you know, the Bills, they, you know, we come in with the got nothing to lose mindset, because at the end of the day, it's really win or go home from you know, last week on. So, you know, we obviously need help in the AFC to get into the wild card, or we need help to win this week. There's still, you know, my Tennessee helped us out and opened the door for that division with Miami. So you know, we're playing like a team with a big chip on our shoulder. We obviously were the favorites coming into the season, and now it's coming together, and we're getting it going, and we're getting hot at the right time, which I like. And then a little bit of the Cowboys, kind of, you know, I wouldn't say being overrated, because they've been scoring 35 points a game, 36 points a game, and they've averaged 350 yards of offense, and their defense has obviously been top tier. But you know, they came in. We knew who we were, and we dusted them. So I was happy about that.
All right, Val.
Yeah, and I hate to sound similar to Matt. You know, hopefully maybe I can add a little different perspective, but it's pretty much a little bit of the same way I felt. Like, it was a little bit of both, man, because on the Cowboys end, it just confirmed that they're just not a good road team. I think they were coming into this game 3-3 on the road or something like that. And they just haven't played well on the road, especially when they travel to the Northeast. Like, that's a dome team, flat out, plain and simple. Like, if they're not playing in a dome with the fucking fireplace lit, with a candlelight dinner in the background with a violin, then, you know what I mean, then whatever. But when it's cold, when it's raining, when the big boys is ready to roll the sleeves up, they're not about that life. They want to play dime defense. They want to play just offenses that pass all the time, and that may be good against some people, but when you look at who Dallas got to go through to get to the Super Bowl, they still got to play San Francisco. So that's another physical team. So what you're telling me, if what you're telling me is that, hey, if the game is just all lovey-dovey, passy, happy, wappy, then they'll be good. Yeah, but if you're gonna get physical like San Fran does, and we've seen Philadelphia do it at times, like, that shows that they definitely have that weakness and they haven't addressed it yet. Like I almost put Dallas and Miami in the same boat. Like they are very similar. That's why this matchup this week between them is going to be like really fun to watch. And I'm glad that it comes on
That's
during
a key game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a great holiday game. Like motherfuckers going to be able to sit back with the family and be able to watch that game. And they're very similar because it's like they both have things about them that need to be addressed, but it's like it's already late December. So it's like y'all still got the same question marks. You know, Miami can't beat a great team. Dallas can't win on the road. You know what I mean? What's going to happen? And then from the Bills standpoint, I just think it just confirmed that they are going to be a tough out for anybody. I think we've been saying it now really since the Philly game is like, you do not want this Bills team to sneak in the playoffs. And they showed yesterday exactly why. Like plain and simple, the Bills just basically, for all the analysts that never left the bandwagon and for the people who are all ready to jump ship on McDermott and all of this, like I said, you can say whatever you want about McDermott. You can say whatever you want about this team as a whole. I don't know. Nah. Show me what a team does in December. All that other shit about October, November, even September, you know what I mean? That's all good to like get the momentum going. I want to see a team that's hot in December. I want to see a team that's punching people in the face in December because that's going to let me know what we're going for in January. And right now, with this type of momentum, everybody who's been saying over the last 14 days that this is the team you don't want to run into is looking real. So it kind of confirmed things on both sides. It's just that for the Bills, it just looked better because we're actually moving in the right direction. Dallas left the game with just more questions.
I agree with that, man. I think it just showed us that we can be physical. We can win December football. I don't think we're gonna get punched in the mouth like if we make it in. I think we will. I think we're gonna run a table. I think we're gonna make it in. So I think it just shows us that we got a game, we got something we can circle and go back to and say, remember this game we was physical, remember the game that came into here and we punched in the face on both sides of the ball. So it's just a pin. Put a pin in that just to go back to that moment and say that this will happen. This is what we did. So I think that's huge. So, but just to wrap up this game, we go with Rad Juice Player of the Game. Was one of the sponsors of the show. So before we get there, let me tell y'all who sponsored the show. This segment is brought to you by Rad Juice. It's here for all. This segment is brought to you by Rad Juice. Real fruit, real flavor, real juice. Tired of the same old drinks? Rad Juice is here, crafted by young entrepreneurs with a passion for taste. It's a real fruit adventure. Experience nature's finest in every sip, pure and clean, no artificial additives, just pure refreshment. Explore 3 exciting flavors: peach, strawberry, and tropical. And now you can find Rad Juice at 3 convenient locations near you. 716 Premium, located at 425 Elmwood. Crenshaw's Chicken and Waffles, located at 37 Chandler Street. And our newest location, Sweet Cheeks Cake Bar, located at 1685 Hurdle Avenue. Elevate your refreshment game with Rad Juice, created by kids, enjoyed by everyone. Grab yours today. All right, shout out to Rad Juice. All right, Matt. Oh, let me go first. I want to go first. Let James cook. I got his jersey on, so I gotta give it to him. Let James cook. That's my Rad Juice Player of the week. I've been pounding the table. Give him the ball, bro. Give him the ball. Let him get 20 touches. And he gonna work magic now. And I understand, Preach got some inside information. He said it was a little. The running backs coach didn't have the best relationship with him, so blase. And I get it, right? Because when you watch a James Cook, he's a running back that tried not to get touched. He tried not to get hit. You know what I mean? And similar to like DeAndre Swift last year with the Detroit. Some coaches rubbed the wrong way, where he not necessarily a guy that's gonna run through contact, gonna run through a brick wall. Technically, he trying to get away, he trying to get out, trying to break it. And so I understand how you gotta adjust to that type of player, but he's one of our most talented offensive weapons we got, and we got to use him. And he showed it yesterday. So for me, James Cook, let James cook. I think this should be more moving forward. We should be this dynamic team where our back can be explosive, our backfield can be explosive, and I think Joe Brady is the perfect offensive coordinator to show that, because he had people like CEH in college, and he had CMC. So he understands that type of back use them out the backfield, use them, different ways. So I think Joe Brady definitely going get the best out of James Cook. So shout out to James Cook, my Rad Juice player of the week. Matt, who your Rad Juice player of the week?
Yeah, I'm gonna double down on James Cook. Obviously, he was the offense. Nobody else. I mean, at 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs were sitting on the bench because James Cook just completely dominated the game, and we put the game away at that point. So, got to give it to James Cook and piggyback on all your points.
All right, Bill, who you got?
Oh man, this was a tough one because I mean, obviously you took the runaway player of the game, but I'll try to switch it to defense, and I'll just say an underrated guy because he don't get enough love and attention, but he had a part of the job that was locking down one of the best receivers in the game, and that's Taron Johnson. I talked a lot about Rasul Douglas a few minutes ago, but I think Taron Johnson, he's appreciated, but like I think like league wide, I still don't think he gets as much attention as he should. As one of the better, as one of the better slot corners in the league. I mean, I've been
one of the better defensive players in the league. What he asked to do, he does a lot.
Right, and I've been saying he's top 5 nickel corner now, really top 3. Really, I mean, shit, I've shouted he's the best nickel corner, but
I agree with that.
Yeah, so like just watching him just fly around, break up passes, tackle, and like I said, just be sticky. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that need a pause or nothing, but just being all over the place.
On this show, I do.
It's
cautionary. Pause it.
I thought a pause. But like, the fact that, like you said, he's given so much responsibility in McDermott's defense, and like he does such a great job that it's like, all right, we without Tre'Davious Wright, we without this guy, we without Micah Hyde, and it's just like he picks up wherever we might be lacking in other areas. So I just love Taron Johnson. It's not because we share the same last name. That's my guy. He's a dog, and I just think as long as we got, especially in the secondary, it's funny because it went from us being like very good at safety to now like corner is kind of our strength, because between him, Rasul Douglas, and Benford, like our corners have really stepped up without Tre'Davious White. And so shout out to all the corners, but definitely Taron Johnson.
Yeah, Taron Johnson, he's a glue guy. You know what I'm saying? He's something that hold us together. He consistent. He shows up. He covers. He tackles. He just he blitzes well. He just do everything that. And Sean, we play. Me and Matt, we play. He like our rover. He the rover. He the guy that you need to do whatever you need to do. You know what I mean? So definitely shout out to Taron Johnson. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the next game.
Got to.
We're going to LA. So let's preview the next game. Bills at Chargers. What's your thoughts? No Herbert. They just fired their coach. So, a lot of people saying, that usually give you like a little spurt of energy that this could be a potential trap game or something where we go there and they extra motivated to play. But no Herbert. Keenan Allen, we'll see if he gonna come back or not. Bosa's gone. So what's your thoughts on preview as far as players to watch? Who's the players to watch that's gonna have the most effect on this game going to Chargers? We can start with you, Matt. Players to watch.
Yeah. So I'll go with the offensive line. We had, obviously their best game as a unit. Deion Dawkins, had a great game at left tackle. Spencer Brown was the highest rated offensive lineman so far this week. He had like a 92.9% PFF rating, which is great. But he's going up against a guy who's number 2 in sacks and a familiar face that we all know in a Khalil Mack. We can't, same deal with a Micah Parsons. We cannot let him be a disruptor. We want to, I thought that Brady did a really good job at kind of saying, we're not gonna block him. We're gonna be physical with everybody else and run away from him. And James Cook executed that perfectly. So I think we do a lot of that, and get away from Khalil Mack, and we got to put up some points. You see, Las Vegas put up 63 on them, 49 at half. We gotta get out early, put them away early, and let the defense do what they got to do.
All right, Vale. Players to watch, man. Players to watch.
Players to watch. So we're gonna go plural. So On the offensive side of the ball, I'm looking for two guys to really just step up, and that's Dalton Kincaid and Gabe Davis.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, we've seen the quiet games from Davis, and we can trash him, right? We can say you're garbage, you're shitty, you this, you that.
Oh yeah, the people that usually on the show will be trashing them right now, but they're not here. Mike in the comments. Shout out to Mike D.
Right, yeah, shout out to him. I see the comments, but nah, for real, like I always have this little small rule about myself because I'm known as a positive person. It's just in my blood, in my DNA. I carry that with me to work. One of the reasons why I'm able to be the type of leader that I am at work, and then I carry it with me when I go home because being negative don't do nothing for me. It does nothing good for my mental health. So when I look at Gabe Davis and I say, okay, yeah, you got 3 games, 0 catches in the last 4 or 5. Here's the catch about that. If I want my team to win the Super Bowl, I'm gonna need your ass to step up. So as much as I can talk now, because I'm all about whatever you put out, whatever you say out your mouth, whatever you put into the universe. I'm a big proponent. It may have some type of effect. I don't know what kind of effect. It may have some type of effect. So instead of wasting my time spitting that out there, even if I truly believe it, I'd rather speak that a big game is coming. I'd rather speak that a big moment is coming. It may be the Miami game. It may be next week in the Chargers. It may be in the playoffs. It may be in the Super Bowl. But since he's a part of this team and they're not cutting him before the year is over, I need him to ball out now. And I need him to step up right now because guess what? There are still moments left this season that is going to call for him to make a play. We saw it in the Philly game, and we saw it the other week in the other game where he was wide open, and we missed him. It wasn't a drop pass from him. We missed him twice. That's not a drop. That's not, he was whatever the communication was in the Philly game. All right, cool. Then the next week we followed it up by missing him. If we can connect on those and he can complete those, Josh can complete those and he can catch those, that may be the difference between hosting the game in the playoffs or going to the Super Bowl. So as long as he's on the roster, I got to hope that thing's going to turn around. That's a hope and a prayer maybe, but we'll see. And then on the defensive side, I'll just fast forward because we already know what Dalton got to do. Just don't drop the ball a couple times. You've been great all year. No more drops. All right, get that out your system, little buddy. But on defense,
rookie yips.
Yeah, right. He got a little yipsies out there, but that's okay. Cool. Shake it off. Defensively, I'm just looking at that D line and just continue to dominate because we're gonna get a whole lot of Eckler and whoever else they got. I really don't think they're gonna score more than 14 points on us, but I just want the defense just to do their part because we do want Josh to be able to sit down the whole fourth quarter. At least I do. I don't need Josh playing in that fourth quarter of that game. So whatever we can do on 3rd and long to get them off the field, I feel like one of the key matchups is going to be Terrell Bernard versus Austin Eckler, if they even use him, because for whatever reason, and I don't even got Eckler in fantasy, for whatever reason, they hate Eckler.
I do.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I don't watch enough Chargers games, so maybe he's just trash now. But
he on my bench this week. I'm definitely benching Eckler this week. I tell you.
Yeah, they don't use him. They go with whatever 2-5 is or whatever. I don't know. But I think our defense just got to continue to build on top of what they've been doing the last few weeks. And like I said, the goal is to have Josh sit down the whole fourth quarter. So we'll see if that stacks up. But those my 3 or 4 things. Like I said, I'll say defensively, I'll say Terrell Bernard. Offensively, like I said, I'll say Gabe Davis.
All right, and I gotta go to our big guy, the guy we played the big bucks, not Josh Allen, but Stephon Diggs. This is a get right game for Stephon Diggs, right? It's a get. He the last 5 to 6 games he haven't had his all pro type of stats, but defensively, secondary. The Chargers are chips. They're not good. We just see what Aiden O'Connell, Myers, Devontae Adams did to them. This is a Stephon Diggs over 100, a touchdown, maybe multiple touchdowns game that we need to go to him early and often. I think this is definitely a good right game for Stephon Diggs. I think, this is start your Bills offensively. I think we're going to put up a lot of points. Their defense has been terrible. Like I just said, Aiden O'Connell just threw 5 touchdown passes against them last week. That's a disgrace, like a disgrace. And now Josh Allen is coming to the build. Stephon Diggs is going to get right. I mean, to his credit, he hasn't been whining for the ball or anything like that. We've been winning, so he's been playing team football. But I think, this is, their weakness is their whole defense. But specifically in the passing game, you can attack the Chargers in the passing game. They have no corners. J.C. Jackson was their best one, and they let him go. He back in New England. So I think this definitely is a smash spot for Stephon Diggs, man. Smash spot for Stephon Diggs. I'm taking all the overs, anytime touchdown Stephon Diggs for sure. So that's definitely my player to watch. And I want to see Von Miller. We talked about Khalil Mack. I want to see Von Miller make a key play. I think is getting back. He was back there. It was a collective effort. It was collective effort this game against Dallas, but I think against this Easton Stick. Pause. I feel like I gotta pause that. I don't know, but he's a quarterback. He's a quarterback. I want pressure on him early and often, and I feel like Von Miller can definitely have I'm predicting a Von Miller sack this game. Epinesa, I don't know if he's gonna be back, so he might not be back again. So I think Von Miller gonna get more reps out there, and I think I'm expecting a Von Miller sack and a Stephon Diggs touchdown and over 100 yards. So I'm the two key guys. This is one is a get right game from. This team is not. They're just not an NFL team right now with the backup quarterback, with the no GM, no head coach. They don't even have home games. The home games be away games. Nobody show up for the Chargers, so it should be no excuse for a letdown.
Except for that super fan that they're
the AI generated fan.
Yeah, the plant.
That's sad.
The industry plant.
That's sad. But I think this should not be no letdown game, bro. They're not good. Bosa not like only person we got a key on is Khalil Mack. Derwin James still out there, but it's Khalil Mack or bust. So we should be able to handle that. But keys to success. So coming out to this game, what do we have to do to win, and what do you want them to do to win? So what's your key to success, Vel? Then I'm gonna go to you, Matt. So Vel, what's your key to success for? What do you want the offense defense to do to win this game?
So honestly, I'm gonna keep it simple. Is let James cook, right?
Okay.
If he got the hot hand, why go away from it, right? So he should at least touch the ball 20 times. So that's maybe 15 carries, 5 catches, whatever that looks like. Continue to let them feed off of it, because I'm telling you right now, the best thing you can do going into January is going there with your running game hitting on all cylinders. Because like I said, it's so predictable whether you playing in. Like, it don't matter where you're playing in the United States, the weather get tricky in January. So you want to make sure you going into the playoffs dominant, running the ball. If you can show that on tape, then Josh Allen gonna get crazy in the playoffs if we get in. So I say let James cook is one of the keys to success. Defensively, I'm gonna sound like I'm repeating myself, and that's just continue to attack the ball, like continue to get that penetration. Whether AJ is playing, we'll see. But I mean, it starts up front with Ed Oliver. It starts with guys like Leonard Floyd, who we mentioned, Shaq Lawson, Von Miller, that you already mentioned, and even some of the underrated guys. Tim Settle, Poona Ford might have to play this week because I heard that Jordan Phillips had wrist surgery last night. So it's like we really need those guys to continue to put that pressure on, because Easton Stick, or whatever the fuck his name is, we gotta make it. Yeah, I listen. I no disrespect to the dude, but I ain't never heard of him until last week.
That's a fact.
Make sure we make him feel that heat. Like I said, Leonard Floyd having a hell of a season. I say extend him today while he's at home. Like just send him a PDF.
Still free agency. Still.
Man, send him a PDF. And while you sending him a PDF to sign the extension, give one to Rasul Douglas as well. But it starts up front. Like I said, it sounds corny, it sounds cliche, it sounds like fucking 1998 talk, but it starts up front. If they can dominate up front, Josh will be holding a clipboard and eating fucking Cheetos in the fourth quarter, and that's what I want.
All right, Matt. What's your keys to success?
Yeah, I think he hit all the nails on the head, man. I mean, defense, defense. Get the offense on the field. Offense score quickly and efficiently, just like we saw Vegas do. I mean, they were up 49-zip at half. I wouldn't mind if Josh was done at halftime, in this game. So yeah, that's I really can't throw too many more out that he didn't have there. So
yeah, for me, it's simple. I think the turnover battle. I think Easton Stick gonna throw it to us. He gonna fumble. We're gonna get sacked, stripped. Like we just make sure we scoring touchdowns, right? We got to score touchdowns. When the turnovers come, we're gonna get the turnovers. I think, like I said, I think Diggs is gonna eat this game. I think it's definitely a Diggs game. I'm definitely a proponent of let James cook. He can get his 20 touches, but I think Diggs can get his 10 targets as well. And I think he's gonna have over 100 yards in a touchdown or 2. We'll see. But I think it's a Diggs game. So key success for me is a Diggs game. And I think McDermott, he got, bro. I treat Bean like he can't do nothing wrong. So I'm a Bean guy. He can't do nothing wrong. The players he draft, I don't care. I trust in Bean. McDermott defensive scheme and how he's calling plays now, bro. I'm slowly getting to that point of I trust with McDermott game plan. Whatever McDermott thinking right now and figuring out the scheming up, I trust in it, and I feel like he gonna get his. I don't think he's a rookie. He's like a 5th-year guy or something like that. He'll give this first-year starter guy Easton Stick a run for his money. We gonna have multiple turnovers, and we just gonna dominate this game. But let's go, man. Every week we got a weekly contest. So Matt, let us know who's the winner of this contest this week.
Yeah, so this week we had 2 winners. Because we did not run a contest last week, so we doubled up for $1. So this week we had Justin Greco and Susan Grisani. They won. Nobody had the Bills score correct, and then also, I don't think anybody was coming into this game expecting Josh Allen to throw for less than 100 yards. So,
not at all.
It was about a mile away to get close to. And also on the flip side of that, our second tiebreaker was Dalton Kincaid. Nobody expected him to come out and put up a 0. So it was a bad week to be. It was a bad week to be a prop bet on the Overdue Bills podcast.
Terrible.
Those 2 were the closest to Josh Allen's passing yards. So we will be reaching out to get you guys your Overdue Bills t-shirts. This week we're going to run the same contest, Bills against the LA Chargers. You're going to predict the correct score, and then as a tiebreaker, you're going to do Josh Allen's passing yards. And then I'm going to go with, I'm going to follow with Rad here. Stephon Diggs' receiving yards is a second.
Let's go.
So,
take over.
I'm expecting a lot of high entries. So, let's get those in. Actually, we'll get them in Saturday by 7:30 p.m. We got an 8 p.m. kickoff over on Saturday night. So definitely get those in and get a chance to win an Overdue Bills t-shirt.
All right, tell them what they got to do to meet the qualifications, though.
Yeah, so what you got to do is you got to predict the score. You have to enter in Josh Allen, what you think Josh Allen's passing yards will be. Stephon Diggs' receiving yards will be number 3. And then number 4, a really important part, you're going to tag somebody because we want to get multiple entries. We want to get a lot more people in. We want to build some buzz around the contest and obviously get more people in our merch. So definitely get in that contest before Saturday and get your shot at some merch.
Yes,
and if
sir.
you want to buy some merch, OverdueBillsPod.com is always active, always live. We got hoodies, we got tees, hats, we got onesies for
beanie
the
season. Get your beanie. Them boys
get
fire.
your
Get the
yes,
beanies, man.
absolutely.
Woo! Fire.
So definitely go check that out, or you can get a shot to win something for free.
That's a fact, man. So everybody go do that. Definitely tag somebody if you see the post, share it as well. Let's get this contest up. Let's get this contest up to where we want to be. All right, before we get out of here, just to piggyback on the contest, what's our score positions? All right, we're gonna let you go, Veld, our special guest. So we're gonna let you go first. What's our score prediction for this week? Bills at Chargers.
Oh, so this is a tough one. Not really a tough one, but I said a tough one because, as some people can say, it can be a trap game.
Yep.
And I've had these games pop up on our own podcast where we do our predictions, and let's say we were playing New England or whatever, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna win 40-10, and then I'm just like, oh shit, we lost, and it was close. But I really think that the sense of urgency is different, though. I mean, this team, for whatever reason, like takes a break in like October and November, and then they like come alive in December. So I think they'll play this game with some urgency. I think they understand that if they take care of business early, they can, try to rest up their guys. So I'm gonna say that they're gonna score 38 points, and I'm gonna give the Chargers 14. I don't even really want to give them 14 because I feel like they really deserve to score 0. But I think the Bills will obviously play a little softer in the second half, especially if they get that lead early. So I'm gonna go Bills 38, Chargers 14.
All right, Matty Ice, what's your thoughts, score predictions?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bills 38, and I'm gonna go Chargers 13.
Wow.
So, yeah,
real close.
Yeah, real close. Because I do think that we are gonna get after it early, and I don't trust. I feel like I'm giving them too many points, honestly, with the way that our defense is playing. And this week we made Dak Prescott look like nothing, and I don't have any faith in the Easton Stick coming into. He's not even coming into town because like Vel said, their home games aren't really home games, so it's not really. It's kind of a neutral site everywhere that they go.
That's a fact.
So yeah, I'm gonna go 38-13, and I feel like I'm giving them too many points.
Yeah, each one of us is going lower on their side, so I'm gonna do it. I got the Bills winning 35-10. I got them scoring a touchdown, get a field goal. I think the spread is like 14 and a half. It's probably going up. Take it for sure. Easy money. I don't know how they string together multiple times. I don't see it. You know what I mean? If our defense playing the way if our defense show up, if our team show up the way we should show up. But before we get out of here, Vel, man, thank you. You've been a special guest, a great guest, man. We definitely want you to have you on. And just let everybody know your podcast and where they can find you, man.
Yeah, so once again, man, appreciate y'all having me. But it's In the Zone with VNZ. Like I said, you can find us, spell out the words just like that. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We on YouTube. We try to keep it consistent, do our episodes once a week. They normally come up either on Thursday afternoons or Friday morning. Because we both got busy schedules, but we try to make it try to make it work every week, Thursday or Friday. But either way, I'll make sure I get y'all the information so we can put that in the comments for y'all to find us on Instagram. We on Twitter as well. But I appreciate the time, man. Appreciate y'all for having me on. And you know what I mean? Y'all already know what it is. At the end of the day, go Bills, and we're gonna run through a wall and get in this playoffs, and it's gonna get spooky. It's gonna get spooky.
Sir, I love it. I love to hear it. Man, thank you for coming on. We definitely want to have you on later on in the season, whether we make it or not. So we definitely want to have this connection again. Gotcha. But Matt, we end every show with a little bit of hey.
Let's get it. Let's go, Buffalo.
All right, that was good. That's better. All right, peace.
Only Buffalo's gonna win it, kick your heels up and down.
Let's see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated.